News alert here on the Alabama Football Report. Five-star wide receiver and Alabama commit Ryan Williams has reclassified to the 2024 recruiting cycle. He was going to be a 2025 commit. He's now going to attend Alabama a year early, which is a noteworthy addition for the Crimson Tide, given how good he is and how highly touted he is as well. If you are excited about Ryan Williams reclassifying into the 2024 cycle, then like the video right now. I figure every single person should like the video at this moment. Here is the recruiting profile for Ryan Williams, a five-star recruit, number 2 from the state of Alabama, number 12 overall, the number 4 receiver, and a five-star player who could make an early impact for Alabama. There is some room for wide receiver with one notable guy going to the portal, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But it is a noteworthy reclassification, which historically speaking doesn't work that well. Reclassifying a year early, more so for quarterbacks than other players, has not led to great results. You guys remember JT Daniels? Still playing college football, by the way. Or at least was before another concussion kind of ended his career, unfortunately. But Williams is a wide receiver. It's a little bit easier of an adjustment than, quarterback. Ryan Williams did just play in the state championship game. Don't you just love it when you have these ridiculous numbers? 15 carries, 7 catches, 272 total yards. He had 4 touchdowns as well. Just bonkersness in the state championship game. It's always funny when it's very clear sometimes who the special dudes are in high school. It's the state championship game. This is like you're playing other great teams. And he's out there dropping 272 yards, 4 total scores. By the way, Jonah Mbakwe also played very well in that game. Was 9 combined touchdowns it was? Something like that. 8 or 9. Stupid numbers in high school that are always certainly very entertaining from that perspective. So what is your excitement level for Ryan Williams reclassifying for the Crimson Tide? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. Does boost the 2024 class, which we'll spend some more time on with early National Signing Day just around the corner. Scale it for me from 1 to 10. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. Let's move now to some transfer portal conversation. We're going to begin with the 3 players who are in the portal. Tyler Buckner is in the portal as a lacrosse player. So it's the opposite of, you guys remember Sam Hubbard was a lacrosse player in high school and then ended up going to Ohio State, having great success there. It happens occasionally. Who was Chris Hogan was the lacrosse player turned football guy. So Buckner is going to not play football anymore. He's going to stick around the team until after the college football playoffs, then going to go back to Notre Dame to play lacrosse. So very unique and tumultuous career path for Buckner. Ty Jones-Bell, the medical red shirt this year, he is in the portal. And then most notably is wide receiver Corey Brooks, who we had talked about as, hey, could he be a wide receiver 1 for you? Could he be your best playmaker at receiver? Was not the case. Very much understandable that Corey Brooks happened in the portal. That's when you go, yeah, I get it. Was a big part of the offense last year. 39 catches, 674 yards, 8 touchdowns. And the numbers have absolutely fallen off of a cliff. 3 catches, 30 yards. That was it this year for Brooks. Surpassed by others, surpassed by younger players. Not a massive surprise that Brooks is entering the transfer portal for Alabama. Now, are you disappointed in any of those transfers so far? Jones, Bell, Brooks, and Buckner. Could have some more as the weeks, maybe after the, later on through the playoffs, you'll see some more guys hop in. Are you disappointed? Y for yes and for no. Sound off for me in the comment section right now. Coming up next, Alabama defensive line coach Freddie Roach met with a notable defensive line target in the transfer portal on Friday. We will break that down in depth on today's show. But first, today's video is made possible by Prize Picks. 8 of the last 9, we are riding the hot streak of getting at least the flex play. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. The link will be in the comment section and the description of today's video. Prize Picks is easy and fun way to play daily fantasy sports. Pick 2 to 6 player stat projections and hopefully watch the winnings roll in. It's more than or less than on those stat projections. So if you know what you're doing, you do the flex play, have some great success. I'm doing a bonus Monday Night Football slate of picks this week. Got more than Jordan Love passing yards. You can beat this Giants defense through the air. He's been playing great ball, by the way. Give me more than 228.5 for him. More than a 45.5 Jaden Reed receiving yards. And I know Devon Achane's back, or Devon Achane, however you're pronouncing it now. Give me Raheem Mostert, more than 45.5 rushing yards. Solid Titans run defense. Bit aggressive, but I like the value there. Plus, Dolphins can just bust one on any big play there. So those are my 3 picks this week. And again, links in the comments and the description of today's video. But go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. So a notable target here is LT Overton of Georgia, played at Texas A&M, of course. All of the Aggies are in the portal right now with Jimbo Fisher fired. There's a decent chance Jimbo Fisher, by the way, ends up back at Bama. Nick Saban score for coaches can't coach, other stuff good too. Although he's making a lot of money. Maybe just like an analyst. He just comes around and hangs around. He doesn't need a job, I guess. He's the number 3 defensive lineman in the On3 transfer portal rankings after being a former 5-star recruit back in the class of 2022. He was number 14 overall in that cycle. The number 4 defensive lineman has not lived up to the expectations that come with being a 5-star recruit. 48 tackles, only 3 TFLs, and 1 sack. Feels like a common refrain for a lot of those Aggie boys, not living up to expectations. Might have been a coaching thing for A&M. If Bama has interest here, I would trust their scouting and all that stuff to know, hey, we can get the most out of LT Overton if you can land him as a transfer portal player. So prediction time. Will Bama add LT Overton via the college football transfer portal? A for yes, they will. B for no, they will not. Get those predictions in for me in the comment section right now. The current Bama depth chart sits like this. Jaheim Otis, Tim Keenan, Justin Aboyshby, who's been, by the way, under the radar really good this year. Kind of like we haven't talked about him that much, but he's been awesome. Tim Smith, there's the young James Smith, Latham Payne, or Deron Payne again, or Damon Payne, Damon Payne, no relation to Deron Payne. You're going to lose Aboyshby and Smith. Aboyshby, 13 games, 60 tackles, 11.5 TFLs, 7 sacks. Awesome year for him. He's going to get drafted. Tim Smith might get drafted as well as kind of a run stopper from that perspective. Not nearly as productive as Aboyshby, but not like 30 tackles and 2 TFLs is bad necessarily either. So you're going to lose those 2 guys. You can add a kind of middle veteran, I'll call it. Not a young guy, not a grad transfer. There's more eligibility there. I think those kind of multi-year players who can instantly impact help make it easier from just a roster management perspective, helps reduce the time to adjust to life in college football. So I do think adding Overton makes sense, especially to help replace Aboyshby and Smith. Now we are 116 subs away from 11K. We are this close. Help us get there. In exchange for you subscribing, you get free videos. You don't have to pay anything here at the Alabama Football Report. It's free. It's always will be. There's no monthly charge to get any info. It's free. Always will be. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/@RollTideTV.